welcome back to Donington Park after the second Bennetts BSB Superbike Championship race of the weekend at the penultimate round of the season. A return to the podium for Honda Racing's Glenn Irwin. Glenn, it's great to see you back up here in the podium. That's moved you up ahead of Lee in the standings, but it was a hard race and it was quite good, some good moves between you and Andrew as well. So how did it pan out for you?
You know, it's always nice to take part in an enjoyable race in BSB, and no doubt for the punters, watching two brothers have a bit of a ding dong is great. So yeah, it's fantastic to be involved in that battle. You know, always nice to be on the podium. It's another podium for the Honda Fireblade. You know, it's 2 tracks on the bounce. Well, you know, 3 pretty much. So it was a tough race. Andrew was so difficult to pass.
Particularly in the last sector, it seemed.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's like, I can't work him out. He's absolutely incredible into the chicane on the brakes, and he is terrible into the loop on the brakes. But he's that rapid through a chicane. So yeah, I tried and went straight through the green, and I thought, you know, as you do, you let the big brother through, won't you, and chase down these boys. But I don't expect him to do that whatsoever. And it took another few laps. I tried my best after that. I think. I've just seen the timesheets to go into the 28s on lap 11 is, you know, it's another step with the bike. It's very cold this weekend. You know, we're not that comfortable. I'm struggling. Edge grip's usually our weakness, but that area between edge and drive is my strength and the bike's strength, and how I turn the bike is maybe affected by the cooler conditions, and I'm really struggling to do that. So I'm on the gas a little bit later everywhere than what I want to be. But hats off to Tom and to Brad, their pace. I was hoping they would start to come back to me, but it didn't happen. And to stand on a podium with Tom here, who's won many World Superbike races, it's a little bit of a fanboy moment. But we'll try to overcome these two in the next race.
Good luck for the next race, Clem. And returning to the podium for the Rich Energy OMG Racing Yamaha team, extending his advantage at the top of the standings, it's Bradley Ray. Brad, after yesterday and just missing out on the podium, it must feel good to be back on it today. And you were shuddering Tom after he took the lead from you. Talk us through it. Were there a couple of times where you thought that maybe you could push that a little bit harder, or was that on your limit today?
Yeah, no, that was a limit for that race for sure. I actually went with a harder tyre for that race, and went off quite well, and I felt quite comfortable, to be honest, considering we used a 0. I felt really good on the bike. Actually felt better than yesterday's race, which I was surprised with. But yeah, Tom's got some phenomenal pace around here. So when he passed me, I was happy to try and stay with him for as long as possible. I didn't know if maybe his tyre would go off towards the end and give me a chance. But to be fair, he upped the pace towards the end and pulled a gap on me. But no, overall super happy. Nice to finish in front of all the people that I need to finish in front of. Nice to be back on the box after missing out on yesterday. But let's hope the weather stays dry for this afternoon. We'll have another go.
That's great. Congratulations,
Cheers,
Brad.
you.
And our Bennetts BSB Race 2 winner here at Donington Park. Sykes strikes twice so far this weekend. Tom, the longer race, you still had to carve your way through past Brad. He'd got the initial advantage. Was it always the aim to go straight off and try to break him? Because the gap did go up and down a little bit between the race. Were you conscious of that? And how did you feel about pushing that little bit to try and break him?
Yeah, honestly, I'm happy with the way the race went. I have to say, unfortunately, I didn't get a good start. I struggled to get off the line, but after that, I know where the MC Ducati is strong and where it's not so strong. And obviously, the target was to capitalise on the strengths. So off the start, first lap, I could just see I wanted to kind of push on and get my head down. And going into the Melbourne Loop, because there was 2 guys in front of me, Andrew and Brad, I kind of braked a long way before that I normally would do. So I was going to go steady into there. Unfortunately, Andrew went a bit more steady. So the best thing was just to, release a brake and get to the apex. So I showed him a wheel and, made the pass. It wasn't planned at that moment, but luckily the door was open. It was close, but obviously I'm not going to go touching another rider there. So apologised, and away I went with my race. And from there I could see where I was stronger than Brad. Again, capitalise on that. And then with the colder conditions, the target was just to manage the softer rear tyre. And, that's exactly what we did. Just chipped away on the laps, 20 laps, and just trying to understand a bit more with the bike and where we can perhaps improve for race 3. Brad kept me honest the whole race. I was just looking at the pit board, and then in the last few laps just needed to try and open up that gap just in case. So overall, again, really happy for the guys. Gives them a little bit of a boost in morale after not the easiest of seasons. So credit to those boys, and thanks to the MC Ducati team. Hopefully we can make it a treble.
And looking ahead to race 3 this afternoon, you said there are a few areas that you still want to work on and improve. Can you share us a bit about what you're looking for on that extra bit?
Yeah, I mean, without going into too much detail, I think it's quite easy to see I'm lacking some edge grip compared to our competition, and that does make some of these long corners difficult. You are stuck on the edge of the tyre and there's no way around it, and obviously in the last sector you're not dependent on the edge grip, so I can go a little bit more into my usual style and utilise the power of the engine. So we will look to try and improve that, but honestly it will be difficult. The conditions are quite cool, track is changing a little bit, so to make a change is perhaps not the most sensible thing to do after winning 2 races.
Congratulations on making it a double, Tom, and we'll see what we can do in race 3.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Cheers.